So here we are. It's finally time. PS2 games have now finally been confirmed coming to the PlayStation 5. We're gonna dive into this story in this video, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it. And as always, it's very much appreciated. Hit that like button for the journey, man. We've been following this for a while. But first, yes or no, do you have a PS2 right now or not? We're going to be talking about the PlayStation 2 games come to the PlayStation 5, obviously. But before that, do any of you guys actually have a PS2 at home? So comment below, yes or no, if you have a PlayStation 2 or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the main story of the video, PS2 games have now been confirmed for the PlayStation 5. This is, again, something we've been covering for a while, just like the PlayStation 3 emulator. We've heard about a potential PS2 emulator being in the works, but it was only rumors and reports for a long while, similar to the PlayStation 3, which we're going to still be following going forward. This was until earlier this month when we saw the Star Wars The Clone Wars PlayStation 2 title leak via PlayStation Network deal. So this wasn't a title to confuse for a PlayStation 1 title like we've seen before, or a PlayStation Portable title. This game was only on the PlayStation 2 when it comes to PlayStation platforms back in the day. This listing was then removed not long after. We were waiting to see what Sony was going to do, but this was basically the first confirmation from Sony that we are getting a new PlayStation 2 emulator. I guessed when we saw this that Sony is probably going to bring the PlayStation 2 emulator for the second anniversary of the new PlayStation Plus service, which would be this June. And here we are. Sony has today confirmed that PlayStation 2 titles will now start coming to modern consoles. By that I mean the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. They have listed the first 3 games coming to the PlayStation Plus premium service, and this includes Sly Cooper, which makes me very, very happy, especially considering how they did Sly Cooper's anniversary in 2022 by just adding the streamable titles back onto the service after taking them off 2 months prior. But I've already said my rant on that back then. The first 3 games that will be coming to the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 via this new emulator is Tomb Raider, Legend, Sly Cooper 1, and Star Wars The Clone Wars. These will be available on your PlayStation Plus premium service on June 11th. I know there are people that don't want to subscribe to PlayStation Plus Premium to get these games, and I assume they will be available for purchase outside of the service, similar to how Sony has done for the PlayStation 1 titles and PlayStation Portable titles. So I assume these PlayStation 2 titles will also be available outside of the service, and you can buy them independently. I assume these new titles will have all the great stuff that we've seen from previous emulated titles for PlayStation Portable and PlayStation 1, like up rendering, rewind, quick save, custom video filters. I assume they'll also have PlayStation trophies. I haven't really seen an exact confirmation of that, but you know, some of these titles is on a case-by-case basis. Some of these PSP titles and PS1 titles get trophies, and I think some others don't. I think we've seen some of that situation. So I haven't seen a confirmation yet, but that's probably what's going to happen. We're probably going to get trophies for these as well, I assume. I'm excited to see what games Sony adds next. I hope they do not drip feed us with this like they've done so far with PSP and PS1. PS2's library is way too massive to be doing something like that. You guys could be adding 10 games every single month and you'll still be good for years to come. And I hope they add the Suffering franchise, which I've mentioned before on the channel. I really want those games back on PlayStation 5. I say back on PlayStation 5 like they've been there before, but I want them back on modern consoles so I can play them again. They were great games, and I want that up resolution, all the great stuff that they've done for the PS1 and PSP emulators with the Suffering franchise. I want the Sly Cooper. I want the original Ratchet and Clank games. There's a lot I want, and I hope Sony supplies us a lot every single month. All that's left now is the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita emulators. And of course, as you guys already know, like we've done with the PlayStation 2, we're going to be following those updates. And of course, be sure to subscribe to keep up with any updates I get from either of these emulators as we wait for them to finally come out, just like they did with the PlayStation 2 now. But you guys let me know what PS2 games you want to be added. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button. As it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is the body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with ready for more classics. It's crazy to be at this point. We've been covering for this for a while. People have been doubting it for a while, but now here we are. PlayStation 2 emulation is coming to the PlayStation 5. We're going to be getting more and more PlayStation 2 titles finally. That library is massive. I'm excited to jump on any of those games, but of course, I'm also excited for what this means for the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita, more so the PlayStation 3, because that's also been a big topic of discussion on the channel, and it's been in the works in the background. And of course, as always, I'm going to keep you guys updated on whatever information we get on either of these emulators. But that's great stuff. If you're excited for more PlayStation 2 titles to come to the service, destroy the comment section with ready for more classics, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.